Hi, I'm Pete, and welcome to Just a Few Acres Farm. This winter we're growing out a batch of 19 piglets for next summer's markets. And this winter we want to improve our growth rate on these pigs, so we're focusing on three things. The first is always having them on clean, dry ground. Number two is to give them a continuous supply of clean water. And to satisfy that, we put in a 55-gallon drum with 2 nipple drinkers on the bottom so they can get water whenever they want. Hey! The third requirement is a continuous supply of clean feed. And to meet that requirement, today I'm going to be assembling an Osborne Big Wheel hog feeder. Previously, we've always used these dish feeders, which we fill up a couple times a day. The problem with them is that the pigs put their feet in them, and then the feed gets dirty. I ordered this Osborne feeder from QC Supply online, and it took them a couple weeks to get it here. It's shipped via truck freight, which added significantly to the cost. And as you can see, there's some assembly required. So we're going to dig through the box, find the manual, and figure out how to put this together. Well, this is everything that was in the box, including the all-important manual with a lot of assembly. But we've got the base here, which is fiberglass, the rotating arms that move the feed out, this thing which the pigs come through to eat, and then the bottom hopper, which goes on here, and then the top hopper, which goes on the top and holds more feed. This is an Osborne RF2 feeder. The manufacturer's literature says it will hold up to 235 pounds of feed and will feed up to 60 pigs, from piglet size all the way up to finished 300-pound pig. My principal concern about this feeder is the fiberglass and how rough the pigs are on things, but it is protected by the metal cage that I'll put on next, and the fiberglass is pretty thick. It must be 1/4 inch. So hopefully this thing will stand up all right. Now, our piglets weigh about 50 pounds, give or take, each. And they'll eat about 3 pounds per day each. So for 19 of them, we're talking about 60 pounds of feed per day. At 200 pounds, they'll eat 6 pounds per day. So that's 120 pounds or so for the group. This is the feed sweep that turns around with these bars and agitates the feed so it'll flow down into the bottom. The primary way parasites are spread is by the pigs eating soiled feed and water. Clean bedding, clean feed, and clean water slow parasite spread and help the pigs grow faster without the parasites draining their energy. The biggest problem we have is roundworm. And roundworm gets picked up from the ground in cyst form and then makes its way through the pig's digestive tract and grows there and can wind up in their liver and lungs. It's particularly bad when the pigs are young and don't have as much resistance to the parasites. Once you have roundworm on your farm, it's very difficult, if not impossible, to get rid of. The eggs, or cysts, remain viable in the ground for up to 30 years. The only thing that kills them is extreme heat, like steam. We don't deworm our pigs anymore. Instead, we've selectively bred for the trait of growing well under parasite load. This cone and rod that I'm putting together adjusts the feed flow out the bottom of the feeder. It moves up and down and is controlled by this selector which sits on the top of the feeder. It's important to get the adjustment right so that you can fully adjust the feed flow range from large to small. These rods that hang in the feeder are to help agitate the feed so it flows to the bottom. They have weights on them, and the rotating bar in the bottom of the feeder catch the weights and move the feed around. I'm going to fasten this plywood base to it so that the pigs can't tip it over as easily. They'll be standing on the base when they push on the feeder, and hopefully it'll keep it upright. That was a good afternoon's work. The pigs took right to the feeder, and not only will it give them a continuous supply of clean feed, but it'll save me some work because I won't have to haul feed to them twice a day anymore. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.